Hello everyone, my name is Justina. I'm one of the career counselors at Citrus College. Welcome to the Career Chats brought to you by the Career Transfer Center. In this episode, we're going to be talking about things you should consider as you get ready to select a major. The selection of a major should be intentional, and it requires a fair amount of self-reflection and career research. Take this time in college to explore, so you have the wherewithal to make a well-informed decision. Now let's get started. Your future career should complement your unique talents and interests. If you don't know who you are, how can you possibly select a career or major that complements you? To consider who you are, you have to search deep within by answering some self-reflective questions and participate in various career activities to help you pinpoint your personality preferences, your values, your interests, your skills, and strengths. Most of us want to find satisfying and meaningful work. That spark happens when you intercept who you are and what you believe. Values, in essence, are the driving force behind you. You tend to feel engaged and energized when your core values and beliefs align with what you're doing. Work is fun when you're actually leaning into your strengths and deeply engaged. When work aligns with our values, we have a sense of purpose. The effort and commitment and motivation that a person brings to an occupation is usually in direct proportion to how well their values align with the company values or the tasks that they perform. If you find yourself in a career that's not in alignment, your integrity may be compromised and you tend to disengage. For this reason, you have to take time to explore what makes you thrive and apply that knowledge to your decision making. Thus, the first step to career planning is self-assessment. Let's dig a little deeper now and look within for answers. This is what we call the self-discovery stage in career development. Let's start by exploring skills you possess. But first, take out a piece of paper and pen. And as we move along, if you wish, you can pause the podcast to answer the questions. To uncover skills, ask yourself, what comes to me naturally? What am I really good at? What skills come to me without much thought or effort? What classes have I completed that I enjoyed and excelled in? In what areas am I perceived as an expert? And what do people seek me out for? Now let's move into interests. To explore your interests, which relates to choosing work or an educational program environment that's similar to your personality, think about things that you enjoy. What do you love to do on your free time? What professions are you interested in exploring and why? Think about what motivates you. Close your eyes and visualize where you want to work. Think in terms of people, places, and activities. What specific tasks are you doing? What's your favorite TV show? What types of books or magazines do you like to read? In terms of the environment, are you indoors? Are you outdoors? Are you at a desk? Are you working with a team or by yourself? What activities give you energy? Now let's discuss values. Before we discuss values, I want to preface by saying that exploring one's values is one of the most important facets of career development, because job satisfaction is determined more by how your values align with work than by any other factor. Values are the things that you believe are important in the way you live and work. For values, then, think about who you admire. What's your favorite story, book, or movie? If you could spend today doing whatever you desire and money was no obstacle, what would it be? Think more lifestyle than vacation. What energizes you and gets you out of bed? Is it being creative? Is it having variety? Is it learning new things? Or experiencing challenging work? What is one thing you would change in the world if you had the opportunity? What is something you want to learn in this lifetime? What charities or causes would you like to contribute to? What is your favorite saying or motto? These are the words that you live by. Again, when the things that you do and the way you behave matches your values, you tend to be more satisfied and content. But it could be a source of unhappiness when it doesn't align. For example, if someone asked you, would you like to act in a movie or pursue an MBA at Harvard? If you chose acting in a movie, it might suggest that you value creativity, prestige, glamour, monetary returns, and you might even be a risk taker. But choosing a Harvard MBA might suggest you value prestige, education, intellectual stimulation, security, and monetary returns. As you can see, choices we make reflect what is important to us. Selecting a major should always be well researched. And here's a little food for thought. Remember, each of us is qualified for a number of occupations. Earning a degree opens many doors because it equips graduates with a set of skills and abilities that can be applied to a number of employment opportunities. For instance, higher order thinking skills like communication were gained by writing essays while you were in college, negotiating differences, or listening effectively. Problem-solving skills were acquired through analytical thinking, connecting and synthesizing information, and teaching and coaching others. By working with diverse groups and reading verbal and nonverbal cues, you developed human relations skills. Coordinating events, managing your time, assessing needs, planning, delegating to others, that taught you organizational skills. And let's not forget, all of those papers that you've written, you also gained research skills. You analyzed data and you investigated things. So as you can see, just by earning a degree, you not only learned about a particular subject, but you also walked away with transferable skills that can be applied to many occupations. Understanding this concept is really important because some students get hung up on choosing the best major or the best career, but there is no such thing as the best career or the best major. So don't stress or allow this to be a source of anxiety for you. You still have to take career exploration seriously, and it should be, again, choosing a major should be intentional. But at the same time, you need to be open to those experiences outside of the classroom. Our lives are full of so many unplanned events and opportunities, and these impact our career paths, whether we like it or not. One of the greatest inventors of our time, Steve Jobs, talks about this in his commencement address to graduates at Stanford University. Plain and simple, unplanned events are opportunities for learning. Look at career planning as a way to build and test your way forward. What do I mean by that? Well, use your undergrad years to gain exposure to different occupations that interest you. Put yourself out there. Yes, you should strive to make a connection between an area of study that complements who you are, but also you need to allow yourself to continually evolve. Allow those experiences that to shape you and your path. For example, if you're a biology major, see if you can get a part-time job as a student worker in the biology department. Get involved with the science club on campus. Find a business where you can job shadow career professionals. The information you gain from these experiences can be extremely valuable in ultimately deciding your career path. Your future career is not limited by your choice of major. I'm going to say it again. Your future career is not limited by your choice of major. To drive the point home, here are a few examples. Diane Sawyer, she majored in English. Michael Jordan majored in cultural geography. Will Ferrell majored in sports journalism. Steve Carell majored in history. Mick Jagger majored in anthropology. And Jon Stewart majored in chemistry before he switched to psychology. So as you can see, your major does not determine your destiny. Even I can say, as a dual major in sociology and Spanish, I would never think that I was going to be a career counselor. But here I am, and I absolutely love what I do for a living. I thought I was prepping to become a lawyer or a law enforcement officer when I was in college. But my path took me in a different direction, and many of it had to do with my values. So don't stress on selecting the perfect major or the perfect career. Simply be open to what the future has in store for you. Know that you will continually evolve with experiences you have by trying new things. Honestly, that's the best way to test your way forward. You can't possibly know right now where you'll end up because you haven't experienced what's out there yet. Today's job market also calls for you to be flexible. Things are shifting with technology. You need to be ready to build and create as the world changes around you. Adopt a growth mindset by learning to be resilient because there will be setbacks along the way. But the way you respond to those setbacks will determine how far you will go. Embrace the idea that anything is possible through dedication and hard work. You need to tap into the inner chameleon in you, who adjusts to the environment and blends into any habitat if the conditions are right and they speak to you. Don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. Instead, follow your curiosity. Explore career fields by talking to people, telling your story, explaining what matters to you. Hopefully this allows you to discover things you never knew existed. Realize that you have many good choices, and you're getting the opportunity to pick one and make it great. Lastly, when Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, was asked how he discovered his passion, he said, "You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust something. Your gut, destiny, life, karma, whatever. This approach has never let me down. And it has made all the difference in my life," he said. Again, selecting a major should still be a well-researched decision, but you need to be open to where the experiences might take you. It is part of the journey. Years later, after you have achieved success and found your niche, you too will look back and connect the dots yourself, explaining how each experience led you to the next. It was only through these experiences that you discovered what was stimulating, what felt thrilling, what was engaging, and now is your passion. You tested your way forward until you found your place in the world where you felt your strengths, interests, and values created a sense of meaning and purpose for you. So get on with it. Visit a career counselor today to start the exploration process and select a major that has personal meaning to you. Then think of ways to gain experience and test your way forward. Until next time, I hope you enjoyed listening to this podcast, and I look forward to working with you in the future.